Well, I tell patients in my office that every little baby that is conceived and every little baby that is born is of value second to none, of the highest level of value, second to none. And that the little baby is born into a situation that it has no control over. And so many things can happen to the little baby that will begin to distort how the baby thinks of him or herself. So that if the baby is mistreated or mishandled or abused in any way, then the baby begins to not consciously but subconsciously internalize, well, I must not be of value. Or they don't love me and so I must be no good. Or this has happened to me, or they allowed this to happen to me and I must not be of any value. And then the child begins to reflect those things that are going on in the brain computer. But the child was born having value second to none. Being beautiful second to none. And so I tell people they have to, whatever negative thing has happened, they were not deserving of that experience, but that experience can come depending upon what the larger structure of the social environment. You see, in racism, white supremacy is not a system that validates the human being. That's why it can spend more money for killing human beings all over the planet, destroying homes, destroying housing, putting people in pain and desperation, as opposed to using the same money in making certain that everybody is housed and clothed and has shelter and is being treated with high-level value, and then those people go on and create the answers to the problems that are on the planet. You see, the system of racism, white supremacy is not doing that, and that's why it has to be replaced. You see, but for the person, any harm that was ever done to a baby, like the person they have to reconstruct the pattern of thinking, but patiently. You see, I'm going to be working on it. It's just like a person teaching himself another language. I'm going to teach myself the language that I am of value second to none. My parents, being victims in the system of racism, white supremacy, were not able to teach this to me. Tragically, maybe their parents were not able to teach it to them. And if we go back a few more generations, we were in formal enslavement. And people being beaten, sexually abused, mutilated. And so they didn't have the opportunity to experience and to learn that. But seeing yourself, I'm going to help myself heal, and to the extent possible, I'm going to help produce the correction that this society, this societal dynamic that is local, national, and global, that it's changed. And see yourself as a self-respecting unit of power that ever so patiently can make that change.